Welcome to Feedback Era. This week, Jemma solves climate change and Jayde recommends top quality linen.
What? I haven't researched. What? That's not even written down. I haven't done the research for that.
You didn't do that?
No. Was I meant to?
We'll get to it.
All right.
Feedback Era.
Feedback Error.
This is Feedback Era, brought to you by...
Books. They're iPads for hipsters.
They... Oh! I've never heard of these books.
I want you to do that at every sponsor now.
Oh! What an interesting sponsor! I get overly zealous about anything.
I feel like you're moving your shoulders up and down while you're saying it.
No one can see this, but I am moving my shoulders a lot.
The most visual podcast. I think that's our summary for this.
Yeah, the podcast.
Feedback Era, the visual podcast.
It's Feedback Era with visual aids. No, with hearing aids. No. No aids.
Just normal aids.
It's just normal aids. I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to diagnose us with not AIDS.
That sounds official. I think I could show that to a
I'll write it on a piece of paper.
Sexual partner.
You can frame it and put it in your house.
It's alright. Jemma said I have not AIDS. We can do this.
Not spelt with a K. I don't think Jemma's a smart man. I never claimed to be. I know what things aren't.
You know what? At that point, if they catch anything, it's on them for sleeping with us after seeing those medical certificates.
Yeah, if you look at a medical certificate, it's all spelt wrong and it has my signature.
If it's handmade, you're getting chlamydia.
if it's got a border around it that's like, what is it, the macaroni? You deserve everything you get, you itchy motherfucker.
You're bored, so there's just a dick in the corner.
What's you get? What are we actually meant to be speaking about before we start?
Actually, this is a pretty good segue.
We on the podcast, safe sex is what we...
Safe sex. We're all about it.
We're all about it. But also...
Unless I'm drunk.
Then anything goes. Look, if he's hot enough, do you need a condom? No. People should not listen to us. We should have a disclaimer at the start, like, do not listen to these women.
They also shouldn't sleep with us.
Yeah, no, I'm now saying it out loud to any... Like, this is the disclaimer for my life. Do not have sex with me. It's a bad idea.
And, apart from being a generally bad idea, it's time-consuming on our end to get ready for it.
Yeah, no, I was wondering.
This isn't talked about enough, how much...
We do the sex, don't we?
We do, yeah.
Not together. Maybe I would definitely have sex in a room next to you.
Never say never.
Yeah. Just wait.
That's all this podcast is. I'm playing the long game.
Oh, this is just a real long foreplay. Tune in for episode 150.
I wear too much flannel to be making these jokes.
I knew it. But I'm also playing you, so it's just a continuous round cat and mouse game.
I would have sex in the next room from you. Yeah, I think we're at that point in our friendship.
I would even have sex in a room if the divider was a curtain.
Hey, yeah, that's true. You can't see anything.
And I would lift up the curtain and high-five you through the curtain section.
Who's volunteering for this?
We're taking volunteers now. Please write into Feedback Era Pod if you'd like to have sex with Jayde and I while we high-five each other. Keep in mind, you will not be getting high fives, so...
No high fives.
No high fives for you. We have
They're reserved for each other.
There's a very special connection that we share. But I think before... And this is something that I do. Mm-hmm. I do have a routine... do you have a routine before you...
Yes.
Have sex?
Definitely.
Yeah. So what... if that routine were to be stripped down to one thing...
Yeah.
One thing that you would do before you have sex.
The most important thing.
The most important thing.
I would check my bank balance to make sure I had enough money to pay for it.
Yeah, and I'd ask everyone to stay there in the room while I go have a shower.
Everyone.
All of them just sit down. No sex while I'm gone. That's the most important rule. I want you all to save yourself for me.
They have to wait for you because they're gentlemen.
Yeah. And ladies. The problem I have is there's a bunch of puzzle pieces in there that fit together quite well. And I've got to leave and have a shower and come back and the puzzle better not be assembled, I swear to God. Could you imagine coming in and having a full-on orgy and everyone's like clicked into place like...
That would, yeah.
And you're like, where do I fit in?
You end up being that weird quarter piece that, like, you're lucky if you get one bit in.
I hope to God in your life, Jayde,
you want to be the middle piece.
Weird corner piece. That's kind of sitting on the outside, just kind of like with your hand somewhere and just kind of trying to move your groin towards somewhere else, but no one's having you. You're not even part of this puzzle. You're a piece from another set. That's trying to fit in.
That would be very rude if you went to the trouble of organising the whole thing. You hosted it. You put punch out.
Yeah, you got cheese.
I think at orgies you should only serve food that has suggestive names. Cocktail wieners. Perfect.
Oh, okay. So no
Tacos?
bell peppers?
Bring them in.
Sexually themed food party.
Yeah.
Hot dogs, yes. Bananas, yes.
Popsicles, definitely.
Definitely. This is a very weird platter.
We're all going to have stomach aches.
Yeah, we're going to be very sick. We don't have too much. It's like being hyped up on red cordial and endorphins because we're all fucking each other.
I think maybe if we're serving like tacos and popsicles, you have to wait until after the orgy to help yourself.
You need the energy up. Like, you got to restore the electrolytes afterwards. So it's actually quite a good idea.
Have those gel packs before the orgy.
You know
that cyclists have.
Orgies should have sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
I think Powerade should sponsor. And, I got fed blueberries the other day after the sex. It was great.
What?
Were
you having sex in ancient Greece or something?
Well, with the Greek god, yeah. Have you seen him?
I actually, yeah. I've seen him.
You're welcome. To me. Thank you, me. It's like I've given myself this gift of a beautiful man. And he was like feeding them to me because my hands were tied to each corner of the bed. We had just finished and I was just lying there and he's like...
That went from really romantic to just practical.
Yeah, he came in and I was just like in a haze and he kind of goes, "Do you want blueberries?" You know what? Yes. They're a good source of natural sugars.
You needed the energy.
I need the energy back. So he started feeding me blueberries. He was rolling them across. So my head was like lying on the mattress. Sorry, I've moved.
This is getting very visual.
Visual, yeah.
I think it's best that no one sees this though.
I'm angling my head like this, and he's rolling them like in the Maltesers ad. You know, like how
he wasn't so much feeding you as just like scattering food around you that you then had to.
I was like eating them like a.
It was like hungry hippos.
Hungry hippos. Yes, he hungry hippoed me.
That's romantic.
That's hot.
I can't always trick someone into coming over.
You can't thirst trap everyone.
I can't thirst trap everyone.
I know for a fact
trying.
that your hair is not blonde.
It's not blonde. I tricked everybody.
Done got us. It looked good, by the way.
They wigged out.
Beanie there, done that. She was wearing a beanie in the picture. I had to we find it funny, but this is a visual joke.
And this is going to come out like 10 weeks after I put that photo up on Instagram.
It's not going to be relatable at all. Until
maybe when we release this, I'll post it again because I love attention. Any kind of attention.
Give me that sweet, sweet blueberry flavored approval.
Have you ever wanted attention so bad you started a podcast?
No! What? Jayde, I started this to educate the people.
About what? We're helping nobody. We're teaching nobody anything.
I disagree.
They're learning that they just regret
They're learning
this.
to spend their time wisely next time. That's what they're learning. Every time someone listens to the podcast, gets to the end, they go, I'm going to do something with my life. Otherwise, I'll end up like that. See?
We're changing lives.
You know what our learning is? You know what our teaching is? The don'ts.
Yes. Oh my God, definitely.
Oh, the feedback error is just the don'ts.
We're dedicating our lives to being a living...
Don't.
Yeah. We're living lessons.
Feedback error. Don't. Just one word is our slogan. Don't.
I think we just found our summary.
Yay!
I mean, like, we're talking about a lot of sexual things today. I think we should just lean in with it and go.
Oh, you
want to
lean into sexual stuff?
Yeah.
Jeez, Jade,
Okay,
have
let's
a
do
little
it.
bit of class.
That's... I don't even know where to start.
Continue with your damn sex stories, Jade.
Yeah. So I have... it's a little bit of an embarrassing story.
Oh, okay.
All my stories are. I don't think I have any that, like, show me in a good light.
I came into this thinking, oh, another sex. I'm interested now because you're just like, this is embarrassing. I'm like, oh, continue.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not really a sex story, but it involves a vibrator.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was, like, when I was a teenager, I was, like, 18, and my boyfriend bought me a vibrator back then.
He bought you your first one.
Yeah, he was a romantic.
Oh, sweet boy. He wasn't afraid of competition.
No, he was, very progressive. He was into it.
I like it.
Or he wasn't into me, and he's like, here, have this.
He was secretly very gay. And he's like, quick, take that. Think fast. And he just throws it at you and you're like, ah! Catch it. What's this?
So he bought me this vibrator, and I was a little vanilla back then.
Jay.
I know, it's very cute.
I can't picture it.
I know, me neither.
Yeah, what the hell? You were a kid once? No.
Yeah, weird. And then I went overseas for a little while, and I was a little bit embarrassed about this vibrator. I lived with my parents at the time. I didn't want anyone to find it or anything. So it was hidden. And I went overseas for 3 months, and I came home, and my mum had done this very nice thing and cleaned my entire room, right?
Oh, I know where this is going. Oh.
And I couldn't find my vibrator, and I was like, shit. And it took about a week, because I didn't want to ask my mum. I didn't want to be like, hey, Mum.
So it took a week of withdrawals.
Where's my vibrator? And then after about a week, I found it at the very top of my wardrobe, like, nicely placed in this little shoebox. I don't.
What a weird thing to do.
All I can think is that she found it halfway through cleaning, and maybe she had already, like, cleaned too much of where it was to make it not obvious or something. I don't know.
Why would she not, like, put it back to just where you would know it would be? Why move? It's like she intentionally wanted to have the talk with you so that you could...
No idea.
Your mum has ulterior motives.
Yeah.
So...
And then we just never talked about it.
Oh, you didn't?
We have never mentioned it.
So nothing came from that. Just she moved it and you were like, where is it? And she's like, up there.
I just had this really awkward time where I was like, Mum knows I have this. She knows it's in my room and we're just never going to mention it.
Maybe she saw it and by weird coincidence it was the same version she had.
No!
And she thought, oh no, I can't believe that it's left. I left this down here. She moved it. By the time she came back, she goes up to where's it. It's there. She's, oh, this isn't my... Oh no, where did I get... And she's forgotten where she got it from. So she just put it back up in your cupboard. I can't tell you how many times my mum has went to borrow my dress. It's the same dress.
Not only do I now not want this story on the podcast, I want it burned from my memory somehow.
Okay.
I'm going to give myself a minor head injury today and just hope that I get short-term memory loss and I don't remember any of this.
Do you not want to think that your mum has one? Or do you want it not to be the same one you have?
Mums don't have vibrators.
Oh, Jade.
My parents don't even have sex. I was conceived through a tube.
Oh, Jade. You are in so far denial. I don't know. You've become an embryo.
I'm really spiraling now. Yeah. I regret this so much. I do tell my mum who I've slept with if I'm especially proud of it.
It's more of a
yeah.
Hey,
I slept with a really hot guy a few months ago, like, out of my league, insanely hot. It was crazy. I couldn't believe that he wanted to sleep with me. And the next morning I went to my mum's house. I was like, hey, I gotta show you a picture.
I gotta show you his Tinder profile.
You have to see this guy.
Wait, is that the guy that you showed me?
Yes, I showed everyone.
He was really good looking.
I did like a tour around Brisbane. I was like, hey, have you seen this dude I slept with?
He looks like if a husky was a person. He like
a really hot person, let's be clear.
I mean, like, you know how huskies are the hot dogs of the dog world? They have like ice blue eyes.
Don't ruin this guy for me.
I'm gonna ruin everything you bring up today.
Don't do it.
I've already done it to your vibrator story. I do it to the hot guy. He's a husky.
The best part about this guy was every time I mentioned someone, I was like, I slept with this guy. He was so hot. It's insane. You have to see. And a lot of them tried to, like, make me feel better. And they were like, you're not ugly. Like, I'm not surprised you slept with a hot guy. And then I would show them the guy and they'd be like, oh, no, I get it.
Yeah. It's not about you. It's about how hot he is. It's not, yeah. There's no, like, it's not a league thing. It's more just like, this is the best I can do.
I high-fived, like, 10 people over that dude.
I'm so pleased. Do you want a high five now?
Yes.
This is... That was good too.
I hope the mics pick that up. Now my hand's tingling. That's how hot this guy is.
It's literally
He's
like
stingy high five
hot. High five radiating off my hand pain sort of hot. I feel like I've caught a little bit of his heat.
You got a little of the essence.
Yeah. He's that hot. I can feel the heat coming up.
We should interview him for the pod. We'll just find out what life's like being insanely hot.
I really would like to know that.
Yeah.
I'm good looking, but I want to know what it's like to be, like Instagram hot, where you look like a walking, Barbie.
I'm mid-level pretty. Like, if I want to get laid, I can get laid, but I might have to buy my own drinks first.
I like how there's clauses to our good looks. Like, I'm good looking, but once you get past my weird sporadic personality...
The trick is to not talk too much. And ruin it.
That's where I've been going wrong.
I don't want him to get a grip on my personality before we've already slept together.
I should really try and be quiet for a whole date and see where that gets me.
I don't think you could do it.
It would be a struggle.
I think you'd bottle it up too much and it would explode in an even crazier...
We'd get home and I'd strip off into a dominatrix outfit with a whip, like, let's get... What happened to that nice Jemma girl at the restaurant who just said to everything? I mean, that sounds nice.
As long as you've got him home and in the bedroom first, it's probably fine. Like, he's not going to get an Uber once he's made it that far.
He's like, all right, she's brought out, like, a butt plug for me, but, you know what? I don't want to catch an Uber home just yet. It's a real push comes to shove scenario, and I literally mean a shove. That got graphic.
And now we've just excluded anyone listening to this from the pool of people you can potentially sleep with.
No, I think a lot more dudes want up the bum than they say.
We're going to find out, like, who's kinky.
Yeah.
For the people that listen to this. I can't wait.
And then we're going to shame you in the next podcast. I'll get a list. I'll be like, this is who slid into my DMs this week. This guy likes it up the butt. So does this guy. This guy wants me to ride him like a horse. And he has his own saddle.
I kind of want to get some weird DMs now so we'll keep your names private.
Well, should we make like fake accounts on the internet and just talk about the people who contact us through those?
Are you just talking about catfishing people?
That was just I just realized that was a really roundabout way of catfishing someone.
Let's not, but I like where your head's at.
I thought I was being really original.
There's a TV show, there's a movie.
Catch a predator. But I'm the predator. And the prey is just someone I want to shame. For being themselves.
You're sounding like the worst human in the world right now. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pretend to be someone different to harass somebody who's being very nice and normal.
In their regular life, just so that I can find a little bit of joy.
We're not kink shamers. We're kink appreciators.
I appreciate a good kink.
Just today I got a kink in my garden hose. I was like, nice.
You were like, did you get a towel? Throw it over top and be like, not out here. Not in public. Dirty. You hose. Dirty hose.
It did get me wet.
Well, you're not meant to have it on while you're trying to be kinky, you idiot. Don't mind the overspray. so many visuals. What's funny is they hear me making sound effects, but don't know what I'm doing.
We're going to have to start just filming this so we can cut out the parts where you do these weird things. So people can appreciate it.
No, I was thinking like...
There's a lot of hand movements. This episode's getting... Like...
It got really sexually progressive really fast.
Yeah. Do you need to like just go hang out in my spare room for a little while?
Yeah,
and come back.
I think it's because my hormones are going a bit weird. I just got my period today.
You're hormonal.
Yeah, I am. When I'm hormonal, I'm not even mad. I get really excited.
I wonder when we're going to cycle up. Like, we're going to sync up.
Did I bring this demon into your house?
There's going to be like 1 in 4 episodes where we're just dicks.
There's 1 in 4 episodes where we're not dicks. That's the flip, though. Do you find that on your... Because on my period, I find that I get excited, more animated and more, like, intense. I don't necessarily get angry.
I get very sad and angry about everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got this theory that, like, women sync up cycles because that's the only way we can be friends. Because if you're... Let's say we're friends...
And
but we have our periods on different weeks. So that means for half the month, like, one of us is in a bad mood.
Oh.
So
you're saying that we vibe. So when I'm in a bad mood and you're in a bad mood, we're both, like, shitty together and it's fun.
Yeah,
and that creates friendship.
Because then for the other 3 weeks of the month, you're fine. And then you're both in a bad mood together. But if you're not synced up... There's only a 50% chance you're going to enjoy each other's company.
That's such a good theory. That's weird. It's like evolutionary. It's like, it's to make women like...
That's why we're synced up. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, now I've never wanted to sync up with someone more in my life.
I'm going to write into some kind of science journal and just see if they can.
That's a great paper thesis.
Yeah, I'll write one. I'll submit it and they'll write back, this isn't a thing.
Also, stop sending us
How'd you get this email?
You and your friend Jemma. We know about your podcast.
Can we just target a scientific journal and send them articles on dumb shit that we think based on nothing and ask for it to be submitted?
That would be really... I'd be interested to see if people would they would actually respond and give it if we word it well enough to be serious, they might actually give us an answer. I'd love to read back that answer.
So I've got a lot of theories, and I feel like that's the easiest way to get them confirmed, is to just, like,
I like that you're
put down
confirmed.
what I think, and then see what the actual scientists think.
But you're saying confirmed, like you think they're going to be confirmed. Like you're going into
this.
You really believe in your theories. You're like, you didn't even bat an eye and think, or debunked. You went confirmed. Because you know they're right.
It didn't even occur to me that they would be debunked. I was like, no, this is a thing.
You're that confident in
my
your
mind,
theories.
I'm going to get some kind of award for, like, evolutionary excellence.
Jade, an evolutionary theory. Girls are friends because their menses sync up. Makes them like each other more.
You know what? Sometimes the simplest answer is the right one.
Actually, that is so commonly in my life. Like, I will overanalyze something and be like, oh, does this mean this? And blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, well, did this happen? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, well, it happened, you idiot. Like, that's just, it's just they ask me the question to what I'm asking, but just in a normal way.
Yeah.
There's no example of that situation I can think of in my head, but that's verbally how I'm going to describe it.
We'll do that. I'm going to write that article. We'll send it off.
Please. I'll be waiting anxiously for approval.
I'm probably going to get some kind of grant to study this.
You're so far in your own head to where you're going to be.
I've planned the task force.
Have you written your acceptance speech for the Nobel Prize
I'm working on it. It's going to be very humble.
Yeah, I was going to say start humble.
I don't have many people to thank because no one supported my scientific vision.
It's a different week.
Different week.
Well, new week, new listener of the week.
It's very exciting.
I get so excited.
This segment's becoming my favourite, I think.
It's definitely my favourite.
Because I want to get in touch with the people who are listening. I want
This is about us reaching out.
This is about community.
This is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always, and historically, it's always been a really nice segment to end on.
Yeah.
Because
it's uplifting.
It's uplifting. So we've got, so whoever, actually the next person that we've got a few followers now. Yeah. On the Instagram page, which is great. Oh, good. Good.
Yeah. We haven't released anything, so we're assuming they're listeners.
Yeah.
We'll call them, I hope they're listening.
Someone who's just really big fan of feedback error like signs. And pictures of people without heads.
They just really like the graphics that we've put up so far.
They're like, I don't know what's going on, but I do.
What if our Instagram account becomes really big, but nobody listens to the podcast?
They're just looking at all the visual elements.
They're just like, man, this is abstract.
Could you imagine if we had like feedback error like listeners and then feedback error followers, and they're just two separate fan bases.
There's no overlap.
They're like, I like this artistic movement. And the listeners are like, this is fucked. They are not artists.
The good news is, though, because we have these new people who are following the account, we have a bigger pool to draw from.
Yeah, no, thank goodness.
For Listener of the Week, yeah.
So, rest easy, Taylor Hurt. Our new Listener of the Week is...
It's Taylor Hurt.
It's Taylor Hurt! One of the... Oh, can't get enough of this guy. Who would have thunk it?
You know what I want to do? I want to find his phone number.
Yeah.
And threaten his on-board charge.
Do you get that? I've got this weird craving to stalk him to his house. Slip a note underneath his door, just saying something really nice along the lines of, your next child that gets born is dead. And I want it to be written in blood. And when they check the blood DNA, it's his blood. It's like, I can't remember them taking my blood. That's creepy.
That is so creepy. But also, my first thought wasn't that's creepy. My first thought was, how do we get the blood?
I'm committed to the bit. I can't believe we have to be a murderer just to continue the joke. You know, it'd be bad.
What?
Real bad is if something were to happen to this kid.
Yeah.
Like, and we were the first people that he asked. Like, we have at least 60 plus episodes of you planning killing this
the
child.
various ways that you will kill this child.
Yeah. And he's just at his mate's house for an extended period of time. But, like, they can't put a missing persons out, but they're like, we know who has it. Like, could you just check his mate's house? You've got him. Haven't you? God, it's a bit, Taylor.
We've done this about 6 or 7 times and we still haven't actually checked to see if he has a child.
I know. I think we just consistently make jokes and then go, I hope he hasn't got one.
It would be really easy. Like, we're friends. We could just reach out and message him.
You know, we could even, I was going to say, we could even ask him next time I see him. Like, well, I'm going to see him at, like...
Hey, Taylor, you got a kid? No? Good.
Keep it that way.